კიდევ ერთხელ თუ შეიძლება ყველას გთხოვთ რომ დავიკავოთ ადგილები რომ დავიწყოთ ოფიციალური ნაწილი. მობრძანდით თუ შეიძლება დავსხდეთ არ ვარ და ეხა ისმის. კიდევ ერთხელ უნდა გთხოვოთ რომ დავსხდეთ სიჩუმე რომ შევინარჩუნოთ და შესაბამისად სპიკერებს მივცეთ იმის საშუალება რომ პრეზენტაციები გააკეთონ. გთხოვთ გადმობრძანდეთ აქეთ ადგილები და აითვისეთ აქეთ გვაქვს საპატიო კარგი ბონუს ადგილები წინ.
მეგობრებო, წინ არის კიდევ რამდენიმე ადგილი თავისუფალი, ფეხზე რო არ იდგეთ, შეგიძლიათ აქეთ გადმოხვიდეთ. ხმანეტა კარგად ისმენთ? კი. წინ კიდე არის თავისუფალი ადგილები, შეგვიძლია გადმოვიდეთ. თუ ვინმეს გაქვთ სურვილი, თუ არა და ხმაც უკვე ისმის. სოფო, სონი, აქ დგომა კი კარგია, მაგრამ იქ აუდიტორია მე მგონი ვერ ხედავს სპიკერს. Still here? Okay. So, მეგობრებო, გადავალ ინგლისურ ენაზე, უცებ განმარტავ ამის მიზეზი რა არის. პირველ რიგში დაგვემატა ბევრი უცხოელი წევრი ინვესტორი, დაგვემატებიან კიდევ უფრო მეტნიც პროცესში. ამასთან ერთად გვექნება live streaming-ი და შესაბამისად ხომ მოგვიწევს დღეს უკვე ფიჩებიც ინგლისურ ენაზე იქნება და სხვა სპიკერებიც ინგლისურ ენაზე ვისაუბრებთ. იმედია არ იქნება პრობლემა. So, hello everyone. It's super nice to see so many people gathering here today. And it's really nice to see such interest towards Axel, towards angel investment in Georgia, and towards the mission that Axel itself has, which is to accelerate and support the development and growth of Georgian startup ecosystem. So, for those who still do not know me, I am Iro Tsagarishvili, Axel's managing director, the one whom you can outreach anytime after our pitching session on the networking session, so that if you need any kind of information about Axel, if you want to onboard, become a member, or you have some concerns, you can reach me out. We could go through the details. So, before we go to the pitches and before we go to the presentations, I would like to super briefly talk about the partnerships that we formed in this month for this event. So we have here today our partners from Bank of Georgia Business and Galt and Taggart, who are supporting our this event, and thanks to the whole team, Levan, Nicholas, you are all here, as I know, and all the team. Nicholas Mazanashvili today from Galt and Taggart, also after the startup pitches, will be presenting about Galt and Taggart and about the stock market investment opportunities in Georgia. So what advantages it has, what opportunities do actually Georgian citizens have in stock market investment, because as I know there are some. And so we will give floor to Galt and Taggart after the startup pitches. Apart from them, as partners, we also have Thornton, and you already know about this partnership, I mean the members. So we have the strategic partnership with Thornton, who are supporting Axel, its members, and its startups, our portfolio startups, on every stage with their services. And Medialab, with whom the partnership started in February to make some joint projects in the future. That's mainly about the part. And Sakartvelo Insight, not to miss anything. So we have Sonny and his great team here together. Here today. So they will be doing the live streaming for us today, and from now on, Axel's monthly investor meetings will be live streamed exclusively for our members and not for anyone else, so please do not share the link with anyone else. Why we do this is because, as I've mentioned, we have some foreign member investors already onboarded, and also some of you are sometimes traveling and being abroad, and so before that we had pre-recorded videos and after recorded videos, but from now on you will be able to be the part of the event also online. We started live streaming already, and so thanks to those people who are now watching us online too, on our YouTube link, and we'll have this opportunity on every other event too. And after the presentation, Sonny from Sakartvelo Insight will share with you a few details about Sakartvelo Insight too. And so we can go to startups that will be pitching here today, who are Pharaoh, Kernel, Faber, and Carousel. And just the technical side is that we're going to have the pitches for 5, maximum 6 minutes, and we will have only limitation for 3 questions that we've been doing already for 2-3 months. The reason for that is because we want you to outreach the startup on the upcoming networking session and ask any kind of questions that you might have. And the questions, I would be glad to hear those questions for our already onboarded members and members of Axel. So that's all I think that I wanted to say, and we are going to start with Pharaoh. Come. The first pitch will be from Pharaoh. I won't be disturbing you anymore and give the floor to them.
Okay. Hello. Quick test. Oh, it doesn't work. În distanță este problema mare. Manzilis problema. It's a distance problem, I think. კი. Განიშნებთ და. Okay. Technical problems, but let's start. My name is Givi. I'm a founder of the startup Pharaoh, and I need your help to present my project here. Please close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine you don't exist. Imagine you're non-being. Did you fail? Surely you fail. And this happens because humans are infinite mindseted. We are not able to imagine our non-existence. And this seems something like spiritual or psychological, but we found out how to convert it into the valuable product needed today. Next slide, please. We create a real human 3D avatar marketplace. We create digital immortality, connect models and industries, and allow them to trade with 3D avatars unlimited times. To the models, we offer a lifetime opportunity to generate money from every resale of their 3D avatar, and to the industries, we offer the most valuable product in the world, time of the production, to save it. Next slide. We create a marketplace which connects models and industries, and this is why the opportunity for our startup to expand in the world, because we allow any individual and any scanning studio worldwide to upload their 3D generated avatar to our marketplace and sell it to industries which are interested in realistic characters. This solves the scaling problems our competitors have. So now about market. We live in accelerated digitalization times. Gaming industry and metaverses are reaching more than 3 billion users worldwide. And every one of them need 3D avatar to get in contact with 3D spaces and interact with them. And these avatars are CG generated or handmade. And they look very similar, and this is a problem of the industry. They are not able to generate this amount of avatars and deliver the quality to the customers. Please, next slide. We scan real people with optical scanning technology, accelerate this scanning avatar creation process in 20 times, and deliver these avatars to the industries from gaming and metaverses. Our target customers are big players of the industry like FIFA and EA games, but we also target the subcontractor game development studios to reach these industry giants. And we are targeting European market, basically Germany market, because our team is halfly based in Germany. Next slide, please. And our achievements for today is that we developed a marketplace, created brand and protected it on Georgian market, and ongoing process in USA market and China. We managed to create MVP product, and we are ready to expand our product creation. And this is why we acquire new funding investment, which will allow us to expand the production process, accelerate it, and we will be able to enter the global market of the gaming and metaverse industry. Our ongoing customers are based in Georgia. These are Georgian market customers, but we also have startups which are collaborating with us from Germany and Arabia. And we also have several partners which allow us to use their technology to accelerate the scanning process and creation of the avatars. And we will accelerate this process after we enter the global market. Yes, our go-to-market strategy is to reach maximum amount of scanned people and partners in Georgia, test the local market production, accelerate this process, fix the issues of the production, and then after that enter the market, European market, and repeat this process on every new market with help of our partners in local market. In Germany, we already have marketing studios as partners, which are accelerating our product enter in the Germany market. Our projections and metrics are simply designed on amount of the scanned models, partners and customers. We just count how many people are interested in scanning and how many customers are interested in purchasing our product. And we aim to expand this library production for global market to enter the not only gaming industry but also movie, digital fashion, etc. in upcoming 3 years. Next slide. For today, we are 6 members in team, which are connected with more than 15 years of collaboration, friendship, and co-working experience. And we have endless trust with each other. We already participated in more than 5 different startups, and most of them are successful in the market. So we have huge experience. We cover 4 key competencies needed for digital startup, and we also intensively hiring new team members. So this is shortly about Faro, and I would say digital immortality is the future of humanity. So you can enter this process, support us, and follow the immortality. Thank you. Please.
What's your key strength that is hard to copy to others? Because I assume everybody can scan people. So
Yes. Our positioning, if we compare with our competitors, they are positioned like a scanning service, and we are positioning like marketplace, which allows us to, in future, to convert our competitors into the partners. For example, if some scanning studio is working on 3D avatar creation, we allow them to collaborate with us, scan people for us with our partnership agreements, and upload their produced data to our marketplace and sell it through it. And we just need commission for it. So partners will be, today's competitors will be future partners for us. This is our positioning statement, and also we have legal agreements which are based on every different case separately. So this is protection for every new contract between models and industries, and this is automatized system. So we have protection on legal side and on the marketplace side too. Also, we use to create avatars. We use optical scanning technology, which is a new experience in the digital creation market, because they normally avatars are produced with photogrammetry. And photogrammetry is quite old technology, and optical scanning comes from a reverse engineering industry. And this is quite new on the market, so this is not adopted. But if someone will create the same technology of scanning, we will partner with them. So partnership is our strength. And also legal side of the startup, how we are protecting our models and our customers. Please. Diolch. Diolch. დიახ, თქვენ არა მარტო ფოტო, არამედ 3D ფაილი გექნებათ, რომელიც შეგიძლიათ გამოიყენოთ ნებისმიერი პროდუქტის საწარმოებლად, იქნება ეს ვიდეო, ფოტო, გიფი თუ სხვა მატერიალი. მოდელებს ჩვენ ასევე ვაძლევთ უფლებას, რომ გამოიყენონ საკუთარი ავატარი არაკომერციულად ნებისმიერი პროექტისთვის. ესეც მათი დამატებითი ბენეფიტი იქნება. ჩვენ მოდელს ვეძახით ნებისმიერ ადამიანს, რომელიც სკანირდება. კი. შვენიერი. გუშინ ველაპარაკეთ აჭარა ჯგუფს და ჩვენგან ელოდებიან პასუხს, როდის დავიწყებთ პროცესს, თანამშრომლების დასკანირებაზე არის ლაპარაკი მეტავერს პრეზენტაციებისთვის. დიახ. დიახ. კი ბატონო, ჩვენ our funding goal is to gain 1 million. This is an amount which that allows us to enter the global gaming and metaverse market. So we will be able to enter American, Chinese, and European markets together and play a big game there. We offer 10% for it because we are aiming to go through A, B, C rounds at least after this first-time investment. So minimum ticket size is $30,000, 30K. So if you are interested, please, we can negotiate about it. And exit strategy. We, as the founders, are not aiming exit strategy because we are entering the big market and we want to play an essential role in creation of digital immortality. So your exit, you should plan it, of course, but you can exit on next investment round and sell your person to new investor. This is about your decision, but we are aiming to create a valuable and scalable business model. We are not planning exit strategy at the beginning, but we will negotiate every opportunity with every deal, of course.
Thank you. And the next startup that will be pitching is Anna from Carousel. Anna.
ხელით ვანიშნო თუ შეიძლება ესე ვანიშნავ და ეს იქნება შემდეგი. ეს არის შემდეგი. Hello, I'm Anna. Last 4 years I was working in Caro, which is Georgian auto service. And we served more than 20,000 people each year. And during this period, almost every day, people were addressing us with a request of buying or selling car. Because of high demand, I decided to find out what was the problem, and turned out that this process was very stressful and tiring for people because they had neither time nor knowledge about cars. So I decided to solve this problem and create Carousel, a platform which connects customers and car agents to each other. And how Carousel works. Carousel works in nearly the same frame as a real estate agency. At first, the customer makes order on our website and he's choosing the agent based on his rating and price. Then, in case of buying, car agent searches for the cars and trying to help customer to buy the best car for the best price. And in case of selling, car agent makes orders on Facebook Marketplace and also various trading platforms. He answering phone calls or messages and fully managing the sales process. Business model is simple. In case of buying, customer at first pays his chosen agent's fee, then car checking price, and final fee is 30% of the amount deducted, which is negotiated from the initial price, which is negotiated by car agent. And in case of selling, customer at first pays for his chosen agent's fee, and then 3% of sold price. We launched Carousel in 2021 Tbilisi, and we increased 12 times during first year. And up to date, agent bought and sold $5.7 million value cars, and our revenue is $100,000 per year. We expand our business to Rustavi and Batumi in 2022. In 2022, growth index was 30%. We've proved the effectiveness of our business by the fact that we are a profitable business on such a small scale as in Georgia, because nowadays Carousel developing its own money and does not have a limited runway. In 2023, we went to Kazakhstan market, and we are operating in Almaty. We also helping Kazakh people to buy an inspected car in Georgia, and then we are sending this car to Kazakhstan, and also we are going to take over the post-Soviet countries market, but this is not final destination. Our goal is to went to US market because we see that we have this potential there. This is not just assumption. We already tested it in California, San Francisco. We already went through the processes and already actually helped 5 people in car buying and selling. Also, US market is much more acute than Georgia, because Georgia is a small country, and throughout the country, no matter where car is, you can go, see, and check. It takes maximum of 5 hours, and in US, there is 10% probability that the car you like will be near you. We have competitors on the US market. These are Shift and Carvana. But these 2 companies are buying cars from customers and then selling them. Because of that, they need parking for purchased cars. And we cut off that component from our business, and we don't buy cars, and we don't invest money in a rapidly depreciating asset. Because we don't need to manage parking for purchased cars, we can grow and zoom 10 times faster and easier than these 2 companies. This is our team, and we are most suitable people for this business because each of us has the experience of making a startup. We already create one of the successful startup in Georgia, and now it's time to create new solution in car world. So, Carousel will be next Upwork in cars industry, and you will be able to buy an inspected car in US from any other state or country. Thank you.
Yes. So the agents only have the functionality of putting the seller and buyer in a relationship, right? He doesn't have any responsibility to check the car, inspect the car. He doesn't need any technical knowledge.
Okay. No. Car agent does not connect seller and buyer. Car agent take this process to himself. So when our customer needs to buy a new car agent searches for the car and he checking these cars. And after that, he offers 3 best option, which is on the market at this moment, and then customer choose which one he want to buy.
From your data, from your experience now, after how many round of proposal does the buyer actually buy the car?
In Georgia?
Yes.
Or in Georgia, this the most is the customers who want to sell the cars, because there is this is a small country and it's not a problem to go and see it yourself. But in Kazakhstan, there is much more when they want to buy a car, because they are buying cars in Georgia and they need help to check car here and send this car. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. How many cars he has to check?
After how many proposals? So the seller, the agent comes with 3 propositions, right?
Yeah.
And is it working at, what is the rate at which the buyer buys during this first round?
Okay, at first buyer choose which car he want to agent check, and then he check this car and tell the information about his situation, what condition of the car is.
So you can, your target is markets where there is a friction to buy a car. So for instance, yeah, so Georgia, there is friction to buy a car. You say it's not practical, you have to go to Facebook and things like that. And Kazakhstan is the same, and that's why you want to cover the whole Soviet, post-Soviet era, right?
Yes, post-Soviet, and also there is high demand to buy a car in US, to import car from US, the secondary cars in Georgian and post-Soviet countries.
If I understand correctly, that your cars, you mentioned 5.7 million
Yeah.
sales. All of these come to Kazakhstan?
No. It's around 1 year in Georgia and also in Kazakhstan. This is GMV, the cost of how many cars sell and bought by was sold and bought by the car agent. Yeah, cars.
In this case, what's the share of Kazakhstan in your this data, in this 5.7 million?
Okay, we went to the Kazakhstan maybe last 2 months, and there is not the.
Not there.
Yeah, no. Okay. This is 2 months that we are in Kazakhstan.
ბოლო კითხვა, მაგრამ ისევ რეპლიკას ვიტყვი, მოკლედ მე რატო მომწონს მაგას ვიტყვი რა. მე რატო ვაპირებ ინვესტირებას? მე არ მიხდიან, მაგრამ ხვდები რომ რაღაცა მომენტიდან გავკაჩო კი არა, თქვა ხოლმე მე რატო მომწონს. ეგ მნიშვნელოვანია ინვესტორის მხრიდან რომ იყოს პოზიცია დაცული რა და მოკლედ 2022-ში გაეშდნენ 800 კლიენტი ყავთ, 5.7 მილიონი იყო მთელი ესე ვთქვათ ბრუნვა და რეალურად შემოსავალი აქვთ იმდენი რომ საქართველოს ბაზარზე მუშაობისთვის ყოფნით, რაც ჭირდებათ ეხლა თანხა არ იმისთვის რომ გავიდნენ გარეთ. სწორია? ანუ რეალურად ტრექშენი იმისი რომ ესე ვთქვათ, ეს კომპანია მუშაობს, ეს ცხადია. უბრალოდ საუბარია ამ მოდელის გატანაზე გარეთ. ამის გამო მომწონს, ამის გამო ვაპირებ რა. ვინც გამოვყვებით იმაზე რა ქვია, WhatsApp-ზე.
იქნება ყველა გამომსვლმა რაღაცა ფინანსური მოდელი ამას დაადონ, იმიტომ ჩვენ რაც გვთავაზობენ, ხო, ჩვენ არ ვართ ის ინვესტორები, ვინც ახლა ხვალ 9 მილიონს დებთ, ხო, თითოეული. ანუ ჩვენ სოთეს Angels ინვესტორები რას ვარ და ოფერი რა არის, იმიტომ წინამაც არ თქვა, ხო, დაგჭირდა კითხვა. თქვენ ან რას ელოდებით ჩვენგან, ან რას გვთავაზობთ?
ანუ შეფასება კომპანიის რამდენია? 7.5 მილიონია შეფასება.
Oh, sorry. დაახლოებით 750,000 გვინდა, რომ ნაწილობრივ შევძლოთ ამერიკის ბაზრის ათვისება. ამაში იგულისხმება, რომ გავიდეთ ამერიკის ბაზარში აუქციონებზე, კოპარტის და EIA-ს აუქციონები რაც არის, სადაც ყიდულობენ ჩვენ მხარეს ქვეყნები ავტომობილებს, მეორადებს და ვქნათ ესეთი რაღაცა, რომ იქ აუქციონებზე ეს ადამიანები რო არჩევენ ავტომობილებს, შევიდნენ კარუსელის წარმომადგენლები და შეამოწმონ ეს ავტომობილები, რომ შემდეგ უკვე შემოწმებული მანქანა იყიდონ და რაღაც სიურპრიზები აღარ დახვდეთ, როცა მანქანა ჩამოვა. მინიმუმი 25 არის, რაც შეგვიძლია რომ გამოვიყენოთ ისევ post-Soviet countries-თვის.
ანუ
საქართველოში არ გვჭირდება ინვესტიცია, გვჭირდება ქვეყნის გარეთ. ახლა ვაპირებთ კიდევ რომ უზბეკეთში გავიდეთ, ნაწილობრივ უზბეკეთში გასული ვარ, ეს უბრალოდ არ ჩავსვით, იმიტომ რომ უზბეკელებს ვეხმარებით საქართველოში მხოლოდ ყიდვაში და ვუგზავნით მანქანებს და ყაზახეთში უკვე ვოპერირებთ, ალმატში ვართ.
7.5 მილიონი შეფასება, $25,000 მინიმალური ტიკეტი რა. მაგაზია საუბარი.
ყაზახეთში გვაქვს თანამშრომლობა ერთ-ერთ კომპანიასთან, რომელიც არის Translife და ანუ პირდაპირ როგორც კი მოხდება მანქანის ყიდვა, იმ კომპანიით ვაგზავნით. ჩვენ არ გვყავს მანქანები, თანამშრომლობთ კომპანიასთან. რო გავაგზავნოთ? რამდენიმეზე შეგვიძლია რომ გავაგზავნოთ, მაგრამ ერთთან თანამშრომლობთ ოფიციალურად.
ანა, მადლობა. მეგობრებო, კიდე ერთხელ შეგახსენებთ, რომ დამატებითი. კიდევ ერთხელ შეგახსენებთ, რომ დამატებითი კითხვები შეგვიძლია უკვე networking-ის ნაწილში გავიაროთ. That was in Georgian, so for our foreign members and foreign listeners or who are on the live stream. So the next startup that is going to pitch now is Faber.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm George, co-founder of Faber. And before I start speaking about what we are doing, I will just very briefly say why we are doing this, because from our perspective, the more we are doing something, the more important it's becoming why we are doing, because if you lose motivation, nothing matters. So, next slide, please. So, there are several very important numbers that I wanted to say. First is, it's not on the slide, but it is the main thing. 100 billion items, clothes, shoes, accessories are produced every year. 100 billion items, it's an amazing number. And only to produce one pair of jeans, you need 10,000 liters of water. And majority of these products are produced in third world countries by child labor, by not looking at any environmental standards, and that officially makes fashion industry, which is a beauty creator industry, second most pollutionous industry in the world. Second most pollutionous industry. And it creates around 10% of carbon emissions globally. And when we think about the fashion, 80% of those items, 100 billion items, they go to landfills and they create toxins. And what doesn't go, excuse me, please. If you can listen, please listen. If you don't listen, please don't interrupt. And those 85% go to the landfills. And what doesn't go to the landfills, they are just kept in our closets. 80%, we don't use 80% of our clothes. Just have a look at your closet. You haven't used 80% of it for more than 1 year. Yeah? And this is a huge stock. If we don't produce clothes for next 5-7 years, the whole world is going to be okay. But we still produce 100 billion items per day, and fast fashion brands and ultra fast fashion brands are the driver of this thing. So this cannot continue like that. The fashion industry should become more ethical and more sustainable. And what we did, we think, we can change the slide. So we think that the future of the fashion is circular. It means we will exchange these items from our wardrobes between each other. And the next level of circularity is rental, and it's a common thing in the Western world. You can rent a cloth for a week and then bring it back. In post-Soviet Union countries, it's a sign of poverty, and it's a mental challenge, especially for our customers who are over 45. It's very difficult for them to buy pre-owned, but for the young guys, it's perfectly okay, and they like it because they want to be unique. So we created Faber, a platform that connects sellers and buyers of fashion. Everybody can list their items for sale, everybody can buy from them. And today we're officially the largest online fashion store because we have 150,000 listings in our platform, only in Georgia. Next slide, please. We started in 2019, and it was crazy, and our friends and family thought we were crazy because the penetration, internet penetration, e-commerce penetration was around 1% only in fashion industry. The population is small, nobody's gonna buy, you are a mobile-only platform, who's gonna use it, people don't download apps and everything, and we just had $15,000 of our pocket money for launching an application. But it worked because today we have almost 200, now it's almost 200,000 registered users. We have delivered more than 70,000 orders already. We are concentrated more on medium and luxury segment. And we did already a GMV of more than $3 million US, and the listings, 150,000 listings, are worth around $60 million. This is what we also can sell in upcoming months and years. And every day we have around 700 to 1,000 listings. So it's a very, very, very live place where mostly women, because 90% of our consumers are women, are coming every day to check what's new, what is there for sale, not to miss it. We can go to next slide, please. We had a lot of recognitions, a lot of achievements during these 3 years. We were in Elle, Vogue, in all the top magazines. We were in 500 startups. We were in, thanks to USA, thank you, Katie. We were in, we were in Silicon Valley, where we raised funds from WhatsApp number 6 employee, Eugene Fuchsman, and his wife, Irina, who is a fan of sustainability and fashion, and Eugene is a very tech guy, so they love us. They invested already 3 times in current round as well. Next slide, please. Faber itself is it became a very sophisticated technology already. It's a mix of social network and e-commerce, where you can follow, comment, like, share. You have your personalized feed. There's a lot of AI in it, because for the image recognition things and for the generation of kind of personalized catalog. It's a payment processing thing, because we have the payment processing infrastructure in Georgia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Ukraine already set up for expansion, and a logistical platform, because we are very fast at delivering our orders. Also some customer care stuff, because we have internal chat and a lot of things in it. It's a really sophisticated technology. Next thing, please. Oh, and international, because it's a multi-currency, multi-country, multi-language system. And what's the process? Because people ask, I bought it, what I will receive. So from day one, everything that is sold on Faber comes to Faber. We check it, we authenticate it, we make sure it's original, because if on Faber it's forbidden to sell fake items, because we are against fake items, and we are against using natural fur for clothes, so we are not allowed to sell natural fur, because we think it's already a kind of previous century to kill animals to look good. Yeah, so it's not nice. So, and we then package it and we deliver it to the buyer and pay to the seller, and usually we do it within the day, or maximum this second day if both parties cooperate. Next slide, please. Well, how we earn money? We take 20% of every item sold. And second one, we have a promotion revenue, so sellers promote their items and we receive revenues from that. This is a very, very, very sweet spot, because it has 82% of profit margin, and we are now trying to capitalize on that. Now in development, we have authentication service revenue and subscription service revenue. People will pay us to just check their items, whether they are original or not. And second, our users will pay monthly subscription to have benefits in the application. Next slide. As we said, authentication and trust is in our DNA. It's the most important thing. Our team of authenticators have authenticated more than 40,000 items, luxury items, successfully, and we want to offer authentication services globally, because there is a lot of potential in this area. Next slide. Why Faber is growing? Faber is growing because our customers love us. 60% of our customers are returning customers, and then 95% of our orders are coming from returning customers. Once you become Faber, you just stay Faber. Yeah. And repeated customers are making 12.4 orders on the platform, which is very good for the e-commerce platform. Next slide, please. And as I said, it's not what we are doing, it's why we are doing and the impact that we are bringing to the world. And with the transactions that we made, those 70,000 orders, we made a saving of 36 million liters of water, because one item resold decreases impact on the environment by 87% compared to buying a new one in the store. And we made 110,000 kilograms of carbon emission saves. And we have also our platform, educational platform, The Devil Wears Responsibly, which is an amazing platform for educational purposes, and also cooperating with international brands on a sustainability topic. And second, very important impact, which is women empowerment. 90% of our customers are women, 80% of our employees are women, and 60% of our top executives are women, and women have generated more than $3 million in sales through Faber, and this gives them partially their economic freedom, which is very important in this part of the world. Next slide, please. We had very difficult 2022 because of the fact that by the end of 2021, we expanded in Ukraine, had very good January, February, first half, because we had 10,000 registered users there. The sales were coming, but then the war started, we didn't stop. We pivoted. We launched our project for UA, which was by the Ukrainian, by from Ukrainian, and by the Ukrainian, by for Ukrainian. And we generated more than $70,000 of sales for Ukrainian brands and Ukrainian sellers in 3 months. And that was a huge thing for them in the period during the war actions. Yeah, and we're very thankful and grateful to our Georgian buyers who just bought from Ukrainian people. Next slide, please. Currently, we already raised more than $1 million in previous rounds. Now we're raising $2 million, out of which 500,000 is already committed by our existing investors, and this money will be used to reach 1 million registered users, from 200,000 to 1 million registered users, and expand to the neighboring countries. Because, please next slide. Because in the US, there are real Poshmark and ThreadUp, huge companies. In the EU, it's Depop from UK, which was acquired by Etsy for $1.6 billion a year ago. Vestia Collective is a huge player, French player in the market, and Vinted from Lithuania. But in the CIS and Turkey and this part of the world, it's the opportunity is free, and these guys are not going directly to this market because for them it's going to be very expensive to go by country by country by country in this part of the world. So, and the resale market itself is growing, and it's going to be around $64 billion by 2024, which is larger than the fast fashion. No, it's amazing numbers. So, as for the team that created Faber, next slide, please. It's me and Anano. Hi, Anano. We created Faber together, and these 7 people who you see on slide is the first 7 employees of Faber. They stay in Faber, they love what we're doing, and we are really proud of these people. And Sebastian Faber, I mentioned Vestia Collective on the previous slide. So his company is valued now for $1.4 billion. He's Faber's advisor. He's coming to Tbilisi in March, and we will be planning our next steps. So thank you very much, everybody. It was Faber. Questions?
3 question limitations only.
How long does it take for an item to be sold? What's the average?
So we have more statistics for the items that are being sold. They are sold, kind of 60% of the items are being sold within the first month of upload. So the Faber works like a social network. When you make a post on the social network, when you have likes, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, then you don't have, yeah? So it's the same chronological system. So the more you are active, the more followers you have, and the better you sell. But usually you have a lot of attention during the kind of first period of upload. And to make this kind of, to shake up things, we made a refab function. And with one click, you can also relist your item and make it still very active. So if you still want to sell, then you refab it and it goes up and you have more attention again.
But you send the item to Faber only once it's sold, right?
Our delivery guy takes it from you. You don't do anything. You just list it. Once it's sold, our delivery guy will come. He will take it and bring it to the office. And it's included in the fee.
I was wondering how much time does it take, how efficient it is if I purchase something, how many days later I receive the package, like what's the process, and so you get this item to the Faber for authentication, so you have your offices in every place, you're expanding the market, right? So how efficient it is?
Yeah, so if it's a Tbilisi order, let's speak about in Georgia and then on an international thing. So if it's Tbilisi order, usually we need around from 36 to 42 hours to deliver. If seller is kind of available and if they give item. If they don't give item, we still have to, we cannot force them to give the item. So usually on average it's from 36 to 42 hours, Tbilisi. If it's kind of region, for example, somebody sold from Batumi to Tbilisi, we bring it to Tbilisi from Batumi. It usually needs 2-3 working days because we have partner couriers there, and nobody wants to work on weekends. So sometimes we have, if somebody bought on Friday, we might need to wait until Tuesday to receive the item. But once it's here, we deliver it the same day. So if it's us, it's very efficient. If it's partners, we depend on them. From Ukraine, it needs around 3 weeks to be delivered to Tbilisi.
Hi. My question is, in one of the slides you had the revenue stream you had historically, and I was wondering whether it is the commission you get, the 20% you mentioned, or the total turnover?
It's the total turnover.
Total turnover, okay. And
It just to make so just to be in fashion part e-commerce in Georgia and generate around 4 million lari only through e-commerce. It's really cool.
huge.
It's huge. In Georgia, it's huge.
And what's the financial proposal the general was mentioning?
We have a pre-money valuation of $8 million, and post money 10. Already raised 500,000.
What's your burn rate?
Currently, the burn rate it's around $35,000 now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we have a runway of around 15 months. 15. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And the last startup that we're going to host today is Kernel.
Cool. So much fun being the last one, right? So everybody wants to go to network and answer all the questions there. So I'll try to make it as brief as possible. So hi, my name is Georgi. I'm a co-founder of Kernel. And with so many things, such a big tectonic shifts happening today, it's so easy to overlook what happened in 2017. So 2017 is a year when India's Prime Minister Modi decided to take a black accounting economy and turn it into a next superpower. So the way that he wants to do it is he incorporated a tax regulation called the GST tax. Next one. And the way that is incorporated is that every year it's getting stricter and stricter and stricter. And obviously affects more and more people. By 2022, it was affecting 5 million people. And this year it's going to increase fourfold. And by 2025, it's going to affect majority, if not all, the 75 million SMBs registered in India. Next one. So, every government is not the most UI-friendly thing. And India is not exclusion to that. And the way they handle it, especially in infancy, it creates a lot of confusion. There is a lot of paperwork and a lot of anxiety happening on the business owner's side. And to add to this conundrum is that Modi is very adamant and strict on the regulations. So the penalties are very severe and execution is very strict. Next one. And everybody's trying to build for the today, and seems like a lot of people are missing out for tomorrow. So on one hand, you have medium to large enterprises who are complying to the regulation, and you have kind of like an accounting softwares, and then you have urban people who are targeting the very smallest of them all. Next one. So the thing is that this is our lead competitor, Tally, which is accounting software. And to learn it, it requires 3 to 6 months to operate. And none of them is mobile. As you can see, this is not very mobile friendly at all. And next one. And what we try to do is we try to create a mobile first solution that can be understood by everyone. And meaning everyone is that anybody who may not even have a university degree. And we enable all the SMBs to comply with all the complex regulatory compliance with just a couple of clicks. Next one. And the market has shown some positive vibes, and we're growing 20% months over months in terms of revenue. We have 40,000 users registered just in India, and everything seems amazing. But, next slide. But this is just the beginning. So this is not where we aim to make money. So where we really want to make money is embedded finance, because in developing countries, you have a couple of things that happen over and over again. So you have financial institutions on one hand, and you have business owners on the other hand. So all of them, financial institutions want to fund people. So financial institutions want to fund people. Business owners need money to grow. But the problem is only 10% of Indian SMB owners have credit score in credit bureau. So that means that there is a lot of pressure from every side to create alternative data to enable scoring and giving account loans. So this is where we come in. If we can capture the billing, the white side of things and also the black side of things, we are going to be in a perfect position to enable this next generation of growth in India. So this is the most fun part. Next slide. And in a way, Tim is well situated towards this. And some of you are from Georgia, so you may remember that after tax regulation, this was where the banking really took off and the loan part really swelled. So I have more than 15 years of experience in tech, and most of that happened in banking and fintech. And I'm a geek and a nerd, as you can see. And I've been leading, I've been in a biggest bank in Georgia, and I've led digitalization of loans in Georgia. And Becca is the CEO, and he is a CFO guy. He loves the money more than I do. And he has been in the Central Bank of Georgia, and he led the Basel and some kind of like weird regulations to deploy for banks. So he was regulating, I was trying to evade all the regulations. And he consulted more than 200 SMEs all over the world. And we have this like a small guy here, like who is Gen Z digital native, who is perfect and fluent in marketing for the Gen Z millennials, that Gen Z and millennials who are entering the workforce. Next one. So now we have a term sheet, which is the funny part, right? So we have a term sheet from Silicon Valley investors, et cetera, but they want to give us too much money. We want to raise small amount of money now to really nail down our go-to-market strategy, to prepare channels for distribution so that when the regulation hits, and hopefully that's going to be a bit later than sooner, we're ready to capture majority of the markets that's in India. And we want to raise now around $500,000 to prepare this and also hire a really veteran, battle-tested country head in India who can take us from 0 to 1, who understands the local stuff relatively well. And then once the regulation hits and we're ready for it, we want to then raise another batch of funding where we can really put the fuel to the fire. But, and again, this is just, everything that I say is just, and another slide is just the beginning before, right? So we're not only in India, and India is not unique in a way. So every developing country follows the same pattern over and over and over again. So if you look at Philippines, so you have BIR regulations, same kind of thing as GST entering the market. If you look at even Saudi Arabia, you're going to have new tax regulation this year. You look at Pakistan, Bangladesh, Indonesia, those are also, Indonesia especially, those are the emerging countries. And what we did is that we created a country engine that localizes to the local compliance, localizes to language, culture, et cetera, and is expandable in any other country. So right now we're already in three countries. One of them is the biggest one, obviously, the Georgia, and also small country as in India. We're also in Philippines. We have more than 80,000 users at this point from more than 70 countries. So the future is going to be Indian, whether we won't like it or not. So next 3 decades is going to be dictated by India because they are the biggest country already. The next one, and CEO does the pitching all the time. So I'm not the CEO. He should have been here, but last 2 months he's in India, not in Georgia. And he's going to be there for some while. So thank you very much for listening. Hope I entertained some of you.
მე ვიტყვი უკაცრავად მანამდე კერნელი იყო ჩემი პირველი ესე ვთქვათ გაწმილება როცა შევეხე ასე ვთქვათ სტარტაპებს იმიტომ რომ მაშინ აქსელი პატარა იყო სტარტაპები რა იყო ვაფშე საერთოდ ვერ ხვდებოდი და გადავწყვიტეთ რომ ჩაგვედო ინვესტირება და ახლობით 8 თვე ქონდა მოლაპარაკება და მე მგონი ჩვენ $200 ჩადებას ვაპირებდით და ამათ მაგვიწეს რომ თქვენ ხო კარგად ხართო რა ხო და შესაბამისად
What a nice start. Yeah, we are the assholes guys, like come talk to us, we are the most assholes.
შესაბამისად გაიწელა და მაგარი გული დამწყდა მაშინ რომ თანხა ვერ ჩავდეთ იმიტომ რომ ესე ვთქვათ ჩვენს ის არ გქონდა დამოღანებული რომ აი ეხლა რასაც ვაკეთებთ რომ 2-3 კვირაში თანხაიდება რა და ძალიან მინდოდა რომ ამ ჯერზე კერნელი შემოსულიყო აქ არიან და ძალიან დიდი იმედი მაქვს რომ ეს ეხლა მოხდება მაშინ ეხლა ვამბობ რომ როცა ვერ მოხდა ნუ ალბათ უკვე უფრო ჩვენი მხარის იყო იმიტომ რომ ძალიან გადავაყოლეთ დრო მართლა ძალიან პატარა თანხაზე საუბარს ეგ ხო ერთი და მეორე გიორგი ეხლა შეგიძლია თუ არა მოყვე იმიტომ ჩვენ გვახსოვს რა იყო მანამდე გიორგი აქ არის სიმონ გულაშვილი და მაშინ ერთად ვიყავით კიდე რამოდენიმე ადამიანი იყო ვინც ვდებდით ამაში თანხას იმის შემდეგ აი მე წლის განმავლობაში რა არის ცვლილება ეგ მაინტერესებს რა ცვლილებებს ვერ ვხედავ და მაგით
Yeah, so let me ask the question again in English just so that everybody's on the same page. So blah 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 blah. They're the assholes. Like I'm still okay to listen to them again. Like okay, whatever. So the fun story is that the Axel missed the investment in us when we were raising. Sometime in startup years, it's like a half a century ago, and then the question was like, what changed after that? So thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate that and the kind words. So I'm not going to translate all of them in English, but to answer your question, that's a really, I have to take, nobody's going to stand and listen to me if I answer that like, in full details. But let me give you the biggest one that changed for us. So that is the regulations. So generally when you are a startup, you're looking at, if you are a nice startup, you're looking at three things most of the time. So is the opportunity big enough? And India is really big opportunity, and then plus some like 800 million more people. And then is the timing now, and can you execute that? So can you execute that? Let's say, set that for a side. But the biggest thing that changed for us is why now? So before it was a nice thing, and we did not know a lot of things. We did not know about embedded finance. We had some rough ideas. But the thing is that in November, Modi's government has suggested that by 1st of April, and I hope this is going to be a bit later than 1st of April, everybody who is more than 1 CR, so 1 CR is like 1 crore, which means 10 million rupees. So anybody who is doing 10 million to 100 million rupees turnover a year, which is majority of SMBs in India, they will have to issue e-invoice anytime that they have a tax invoice. So that means like at least 20 million people will have to comply with that regulation, and that's going to happen, I hope a bit later than 1st of April, but it could be as soon as 1st of April. So that's the biggest change. And another one is that we learned that less than 10% of businesses and less than 20% of physical people have credit score and credit bureaus, and everybody's hungry for the loan distribution part. And while everybody understands the opportunity, not everybody has the expertise, what data to track, how to store that data, how to process that data in order to be able to then, giving out loans is the easy part, getting money back is the hard part, right? So when you have to get that back. So we learned that the lending part is going to take off and the regulation part is going to take off. So we've been preparing most of the things that we did, and I can answer that if anybody is interested for the boring stuff. I can answer that on the networking side. But majority of our focus and investment has been like, how can we grow fast and capture this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? So again, it's not really once in a lifetime, it's once in my lifetime opportunity, because I'm a bit, I'm not as young as I look like, so next 30 years is going to be like where I operate mostly, so that's when this is going to be the big one. So that's a short answer. Happy to answer in a long, boring ways to anyone who is interested to, over a glass of wine to make it fun.
It will just continue of Tornika's question. How many profit have you generated, for example, during the last year, and how you value your business today?
Good question. So, in terms of how we value our business now, that's a bit complicated questions because too many offers we have right now, and it's a matter of time. So you'll have to, like, the CEO is going to be somewhere in the 8 to 10 million range, somewhere. This is right now. That's why we want to raise a small amount of money now, so that when we raise more amount of money, we can sell it as expensively as possible because we are the founders, right? So, in terms of what we achieved in terms of revenue, so I'll answer that and also say that that's bullshit, and I'll give you the reason why as well. So the first 6 months of the previous year, we wanted to go freemium because we always believed that a lot of money could be made in other things rather than just monetizing this billing in a SaaS way. And obviously, the first 6 months, we did not generate much of the revenue because that was obvious. And then after June, we started monetizing that because of the market shifts, and we wanted to showcase to this changing dynamics that we can, and we have around 1,500 paying customers at this point. So we wanted to demonstrate that there is something product market fit wise in a way. And every month this is growing. And in January, we generated $8,500. So $8,500 last month. But that is nothing to where, Revenue. But like it's a SaaS, so majority of this, like we pay like roughly $85 for server, like that is in India. So it's like majority of the things is like gross profit margin right away. So, but the thing is that is nothing for us. That is just attraction that, will anybody use your software? Yes, some people are paying money. So like more than 1,000 people are paying money. This is painful enough, but where we want to grow and we really want to capture this is when the regulation happens, and that's where the medium term is where we really want to generate different revenue streams, because this is just the scratch of the iceberg.
Okay, thank you.
It was so fun. No third question.
Okay. And now I want to invite Nicholas from Galt and Taggart as promised. So the aim of the partnership between Galt and Taggart and Axel is to present as many investment opportunities to our members as possible. So I think it will be quite interesting for everyone to listen to.
Hello, everyone. It's really nice to be here. Amazing pitches from startups. Glad to see that startups are growing here. But today I'm representing Galt and Taggart. Just 2 words about Galt and Taggart. We are a subsidiary of Bank of Georgia, and we're the largest investment bank / brokerage house in Georgia. Actually, the best bank, because yesterday we got announcement from Global Finance that we were recognized as the best investment bank of Georgia in 2023, which I'm very proud of as well. Now, regarding our products and what I want to talk about, before I go ahead and talk about our products, I just want to talk about stock market and financial education, because actually me and Georgi Chugashvili, which also spoke today, we have a podcast about financial education. And in that podcast, what I found out was that I compared the happiest countries in the world and countries that have the best financial education. As I found out, actually, the countries that are the happiest have also at the same time have the best financial education. And those are the countries that the largest part of the population is invested in the stock market. So stock market is one of the best opportunities to grow your capital long term. Of course, startups give you huge opportunities for huge growth, but if you're looking for something conservative that you can trust for next 20, 30, even 100 years, that's what we're helping clients with. About me, I'm a broker in Galt and Taggart, so I work with investors, all kind of investors, investors who want to invest just $100, investors who want to invest 500,000 and even 10 million. So I actually understand what the starting investors need. In Georgia, unfortunately, we do not have a lot of education about stock market and about the opportunities, and I'm really happy to talk about it today. So about the products as well, so Galt and Taggart actually exists from 95, and since 2015 we have been offering our online brokerage platform. It's Trader.ge, and it's actually amazing because it gives access to more than 40 different financial markets. So US, London Stock Exchange, European markets, Austria, Canada, Hong Kong, but till 2021, we have not been very large. So we had approximately about 2,000 clients, because as I said, in Georgia, financial markets and financial education is not very high. Recently, we have also launched with Bank of Georgia together the investments module that is built into directly in the mobile bank. And I'm very happy that today we already have more than 20,000 clients. So we see that the interest to the stock market is growing. It's growing rapidly, but of course we want more. And as I said, I understand what beginning investors who don't have much experience working with investments need. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So first of all, we can work and we can offer all types of instruments. In Galt and Taggart, we have access to more than 35,000 different instruments. So for example, starting with the most conservative investors who want whose main priority is safety. We can offer access to American treasuries, the definition of the risk-free instrument. And right now, since the world has been changing, they're offering more than 5% compared to the local deposits. It's 5 times more, even though it's basically risk-free in US. If you're interested in more income, we also have investment banking department that is helping Georgian companies issue bonds. So Georgia Real Estate, aka M Squared, Lisi Lake Development, IG Mall, all of the companies have been working with us to issue bonds, and they're paying around 8-9% in USD. And that's not all. We have access to stock markets, basically to all of the biggest companies that you can see in the news. It's Apple, Google, Amazon. We can easily help you to invest in them. Just $100 if you want it through investments app that is built into the mobile bank. We also have the professional platform, as I said, online brokerage, GNT Trader, which will give you much more access to the stock market, and the execution brokerage, which is basically for clients who do not want to trade themselves and who just wish to have a broker who can help them. So basically, today here, besides me, we have Ani. She will have badge like this. We also have Georgi from Galt and Taggart. We are brokers. We work with clients every day. So what I wanted to say is I don't want to take much of your time. I know you want to go to the next step. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to come to us, talk with us. We're happy to help you. If you wish to start investing, basically we will be there all the way. We will tell you about the products. We will tell you how you can start investing, how to do it safely, what's the correct way to invest, what products we can offer you. Basically, stock market gives you access to everything. You want to invest in AI? Great, we have tools for that. You want to invest in electric vehicles? Great, we can do that as well. You want to invest in energy, in US economy, S&P 500 ETF, we can do that as well. So that's basically it. We have access to the whole market. We have the knowledge. Just come to us, talk with us. We're happy to help. And questions, you can ask me questions now, and of course I'll be here as long as you need. რამდენი ხანის დაგჭირდებათ, აქ ვარ მელაპარაკეთ, გამიხარდება.
Thank you so much. And 2 more minutes for our partners from Sakartvelo Insight, if we do not have any questions right now. So, as you know, we are adding the live streaming, as I've already said. So, yeah, you can join us, Ani.
Thank you, Iro, for giving the venue for us to present Sakartvelo Insight, initiated by French entrepreneur Mr. Sony Brahmi. And we are very happy to be here today to present Sakartvelo Insight and, of course, partner with Axel, and looking forward to new partners, obviously. Well, let's start to talk about Sakartvelo Insight. Next slide, please. Yeah, everything in this world actually stands on some philosophy, right? And, of course, Sakartvelo Insight also has some philosophy, and it is this. If you change your self-image, you change the way you behave. And of course, if you change the way you behave, you change the result you get. And of course, at the end, we attract who we are and what we are. This is exactly what we want to do with Georgia, with Sakartvelo Insight. Next, please. Yeah, generally we are an independent Georgian media platform showcasing the full spectrum of Georgia in a unique way, which is in English language. The whole content is English language. This is the first time being done in Georgia. So in a high quality video content, we will speak about this a bit later. Next, please. And what we do is already mentioned, showcasing the full spectrum of Georgia in English language content. This is interviews, podcasts, and different other ways with video content, and of course turning Georgia's branding to be daring, imaginative, refined, unique, and of course passionate about freedom. This is what we love in Georgia the most. Next, please. And the question is why we are doing this. Of course, we have the answers too. And we are doing this because we have a huge problem. Next, please. And the problem is Georgia's drag. During several months, starting from last year actually, we were observing different problems in the country, and here are the main problems that we have here, and of course the solutions that Sakartvelo Insight wants to solve. The first is the country has very little awareness around the globe. Here I see different representatives from different countries, investors, and I'm sure it's a big problem for the investors. The same case was with our CEO. When he came here, he said that there was no any relative information about Georgia. So in this way, Sakartvelo Insight wants to solve this problem and raise the awareness about the country. The second is that back please. Yes, thanks. The second problem is the youth is looking to get out of the country, and they think it's more easier to get some opportunities out of Georgia, but we want the youth to be here and tap the opportunities here in Georgia. This is the only way we can, develop our country. And the third problem is the country's branding is very weak and almost caricatural. If we ask, what do you have in Georgia? The first answer is what? Khachapuri, khinkali, and maybe wine. It's good, of course, but it's not enough. We want people to answer this question like, we have this startup, we have this startup, we have manufacturing, we have agriculture, we have this, we have that. And this is not enough. We need to just, push forward. Next, please. Yeah, already mentioned about these problems, and those problems are, preventing Georgia to unlock its huge potential worldwide. And let's take some action, and I will show you how we do that. Next, please. What we do is, next slide, please. Yeah. Our modus operandi is creating some high-quality content in English language, and this is the content which makes digestible to understand everything very quickly through our website and platform. The next is we focus on what's excellent in Georgia, but it doesn't mean that we hide the problems. No, actually it's opposite. We show the problems, also we show the opportunities and solutions. And what's important, no politics, because we are looking to unite different parties, people, but not divide. And next is we want to refine and to make some international standard products. And of course, no fatalistic and nihilist content. We want to see some opportunities in challenges and problems and make them work actually for us. Next, please. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a platform called Sakartvelo Insight. As you can see, we have search bar here, and here are the programs. You can, categorize. For example, this is one of the programs called the Ambassador's Talk. This is Ambassador of Japan talking about Georgia's opportunity. You may see this video on Instagram, which got very viral. And on the platform, we can see different informations for different audiences, like investors, entrepreneurs, creators, because here we have collected different dynamics, different information showing the whole dynamics in the country. Because if you are an investor, you are looking to some relative data about the country to understand how it works in general. So here we have the platform. Next, please. And let's speak about the programs that are active right now on Sakartvelo Insight. Can we go down, please? The first program and the newest one. No, back. Yeah, and down. Yes, thanks. The first is podcast series, also interviews, the Ambassador series, and of course the portraits. Starting with the podcast, it is first English language podcast in the country. We are inviting different people from different countries, even the locals who represent their companies or their experts. They're speaking about different industries. Speaking about the next format, it's the interviews. Recently we were interviewing Mr. Manny Banish. He was sharing his insight about doing some business in Georgia. Next format is portraits. those are small videos presenting the creative people in the country who work and accomplish some great things. For example, Muzaradi is here, and of course the ambassador's talk that I was already mentioning, that we are interviewing all ambassadors assigned in the country. Next slide, please. Yeah, what's coming next is business series, IT series, real estate, and lifestyle. I want to invite all the startups that was presenting their companies. We can have talks, podcasts with Sakartvelo Insight. I think it's a great opportunity to, present yourself to the globe. Next, please. And yeah, the main question, how you can take advantage of Sakartvelo Insight, the main answer is that it's an easy tool to share with your friends, to investors, and many other people to present the country. Like you click on the link and you see what's going on in the country. Next slide, please. And the main part, of course, if you want to push Georgia forward with us, there are 3 ways. First is subscribe to our channels. We are on YouTube. We are actually everywhere. Get more involved and help us with monthly contributions starting from 20 laris, and become a sponsor for Sakartvelo Insight, and of course, partner with us. Next, please. Yeah, here is our QR code. You can scan actually. And of course, if there are some questions, preferably if this question is about our bank account, to sponsor a bit.
Thank you, Annie, so much. So you can now reach Annie also on the networking session. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And now you can reach the startups and ask the questions that you had during the session. Thanks.